Hi, sweeties. How are you doing? Welcome to Naya Sim, and thank you all so much for the love and support. Hope you all are doing great. So this video is actually going viral, and I do not know how people came about this. And seeing this video, a lot of Black people are reacting to it, feeling really bad because this is more like taking them back, back in the day when life wasn't great for them, when they were back in the day when they were in chains, right? And also, why is it that it's only black people that they don't have anti-bill uh, policy or something? And hate policy, I'll be hate bill, I guess that is called hate bill, right? Because this is like anybody that did something like this shouldn't be walking around scot-free. Now, I really do not know how people think and how they wake up every day to provoke black people. Now, what were they thinking when they did something like this, like putting Kamala Harris in a chain and walking around with her and all that. And you can look for that video online to see it. I cannot put the full video here just for some purposes. But this is really very disgusting that in 2024, black people are still struggling to uh struggling in so many ways. Now this thing has been circulating around, and this is to tell you how some people's heart is. Because anybody that woke up to think about this and also built it and put it on the road for people to see, especially kids, is not a good person. Let's get into this video.
Try to stay calm. This is a Donald Trump MAGA float in Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, depicting Kamala Harris in chains walking behind him. Nah, fuck that. I'm going to fuck off. Are you kidding me? I swear, y'all will never beat the allegations of not being fucking... This is a wider view of this. A wider view of them leading her in fucking chains. This is the fucking vice president. This is a black woman. What is wrong with y'all? The level of racism we are seeing in the upcoming days to this fucking election is just, I would say I'm surprised, but I'm just pissed off. This is always MAGA supporters. You don't see Democrats, you don't see liberals, you don't see nobody else doing no crazy shit like this but y'all. Y'all wonder why we say y'all in a cult. The way I'm just go out and vote, because that is so fucking that is so fucking fucked up. There is a black woman that y'all got walking behind a bunch of white men, and you got her in chains. I'm not crying because I'm hurt. I'm crying because I'm pissed off that shit was able to fly. In Mount Pleasant, fire department didn't say shit. Y'all didn't stop them. Y'all didn't tell them to get that shit up out of here. Like, y'all supposed to be protectors of citizens all around, and y'all let that shit fly?
So, they're not garbage, right? Welcome to today's episode of President Joseph Biden was right, Trump supporters are garbage. Case in point, allow me to take you to Mount Pleasant, Pennsylvania, where for their Halloween parade, they decided it was a good idea to have a float with Donald Trump on it and Kamala Harris tied in chains behind it. Gotta see this for yourself.
Last night in Westmoreland County has left community members fuming. Pittsburgh's NAACP chapter calls it appalling, and many who've seen this video say this political display went too far.
Understand, this is a Halloween parade for kids, and the Westmoreland Volunteer Fire Department thought it was a good idea to allow this into the parade. This is a golf cart with a depiction of Donald Trump, a sniper with a sniper rifle mounted to the top of said golf cart, with Secret Service agents escorting the golf cart, and a woman depicting Kamala Harris in chains being pulled behind the golf cart. The racism and bigotry depicted in this representation is not an accident. It was intentional. And it was intentionally done in front of children. This is just a case of the garbaging, and they need to be taken to a landfill.
I'm sure most of y'all have seen the Mount Pleasant Fire Department parade in which they had VP Kamala Harris tied to a golf cart with chains, with a pew-pew strapped to the top of the golf cart. And per usual, instead of accountability, we get denial. This is par for the course. And people are acting like they're surprised that this is coming from the fire department. You know, the group of people, first responders, that are supposed to protect all citizens, not just the ones that look like them or agree with them. But the irony of the timing for this is that I just had a conversation with my friends about how deeply rooted the racism is in our institutions of law enforcement, for our first responders and our fire departments. And I'm going to show you some things from local firefighters in my community. Now, this was written by a retired firefighter in my community that was there for well over 20 years. If the Dems win on the lies, we will be like a third world country in 2 years. Is this what people want for their kids and grandkids? Do your research. Don't believe TV and social media about Trump being against democracy. This is a lie. Trump loves America. Harris loves all the other countries and the illegals. We will never get away from the millions she let in. Just hope they don't get a hold of your family with the grape, schmurder, stealing, and drugs. That's from a first responder. Now, do you tell me, do you think he will respond the same way in a predominantly black community as he would in a predominantly white community? And this is from a friend of mine who is a firefighter in my community. She's a female. She's been with the department for years and said she's experienced all types of misogyny and that there's racism deeply rooted in the department. That until a couple years ago, we had a giant map on the station wall that still had the place name of Inward Jim Scrubs in Oak Scrub, west of town, where a black man was lynched, and no one thought that that was effed up. All these isms and phobias in our country are so deeply rooted that most people don't even realize that they're being this. They think it's funny. They think it's a game, that it's a joke, but it's not. This is serious, and we must do better. We cannot go back. Harris Walls, 2024. Let's go. 5 days left.
Attention, please. Well, y'all, apparently racism is alive and well in Pennsylvania, but don't take my words for it. Just watch. Press play.
Events in a Halloween parade in Westmoreland County are coming under fire for their float.
Jessica Guay is live in the newsroom with more on that story. Jess?
Josh and Erica, photos of the float in last night's parade in Mount Pleasant show a utility vehicle decorated with American flags and Trump campaign signs. People dressed as Secret Service agents with what appears to be a rifle mounted on top, and a person dressed as Vice President Kamala Harris chained up and walking behind the cart. The photos have gone viral on social media, and the response is overwhelmingly negative, with many calling the float racist and offensive. The parade is put on by the Mount Pleasant Volunteer Fire Department. We've reached out to them with questions and have not yet heard back. The president of the NAACP Pittsburgh branch put out a statement in response to that float, saying in part, quote, "This appalling portrayal goes beyond the realm of Halloween satire or free expression. It is a harmful symbol and that invokes a painful history of violence, oppression, and racism that black and brown communities have long endured here in America." They added, quote, "We urge the event organizers and local leaders to implement clear guidelines to prevent this type of hateful and hurtful display from occurring in the future. We also ask that they offer an apology and make a public commitment to anti-racist values that affirm the dignity and equality of all people," end quote. We spoke with the mayor of Mount Pleasant this afternoon, and she says that the borough will have more to say in a statement tomorrow. We'll keep you updated. Live in the newsroom, Jessica Guay.
I mean, who thought this was a good idea? Who signed off on this? Who? We got public service workers, y'all, being paid taxpayer dollars. Being paid to be racist, basically. I mean, y'all, the mask, they all the way off. Because, but that hate, it's still in their heart, please believe. Because Code 45 has made them way too comfortable to outwardly express their bigotry and racism. I'm going to go ahead and tell y'all, you can go ahead and miss us with this fake apology because this was intentional. It was. And this truly speaks to the systemic issues that are currently plaguing our country right now. We're not just talking about anybody. We are talking about the Vice President of these United States, actively, currently, right now. And this is the kind of low down, dirty, disrespectful, this is what you want to put on display. This is how you demonize and disrespect her. Whether you love her or like her, or hate her for that matter, nobody deserves this kind of treatment. Now, if you like me and you sick and tired of being sick and tired of seeing stuff like this, oh, Pennsylvanians, I'm going to need y'all to vote like y'all ain't never voted before. I mean, please understand, this is no costume. Oh, the mask, oh, it's all the way off. This is what the MAGA Nazis plan to do. And this is all part of Project 666, aka Project 2025. Now, you can do one or two things. You can stand against it, or you can stand with it. The choice is yours. And those would be facts on facts on facts on top of facts. Carry on.
There ain't no way. This is a Donald Trump MAGA float that has Kamala Harris in literal chains. Shouldn't the guy with actual felonies be the one chained up? This is the vice president. Shout out to this creator for dropping this. But this is the acting vice president. Black vice president. And y'all felt comfortable enough to build a float with her in shackles, dragging behind a vehicle. Like real spill. In Mount Pleasant Mills, Pennsylvania. The sad part is they not even trying to hide it. Like at first they were at least attempting to hide it. Maybe they slip up from time to time. Like what Theo Vaughn said, what's that in my teeth? Is that an N-word? You know what I'm saying? But they're doing this in broad daylight. They don't care. I'm more concerned what's going to happen if they lose as opposed to them winning. Let's not speak about ex-President Trump. Let's not speak about Vice President Harris. What is Trump's supporters going to do if they actually lose? Like, because they've been...
This is all I got from this video, and sincerely speaking, I've been saying this. One thing I am going to tell you that I love about them is the fact that they don't hide it. And if you have been following, you absolutely will understand them. They don't hide who they are. They tell you. So it's either you are for them or you are against them. Is that not obvious? Now, the fact that this is really a very dangerous, this is not a good one, right? And I do not know the people that let them exhibit this for kids. And like sometimes I say this, racism is something that the people, because do not tell me that the kids that watched this do not even understand. Absolutely, they understand. And one thing is that kids also learn very fast, so fast, right? If you are able to catch them at that tender age, trust me, it also takes a lot of teaching and all that to make them unlearn, which, like, it's easy to learn. Unlearning, it's like something very hard, especially when it comes to a habit or something you have told some people that this people is this and all that. It takes like magnet in the brain and doesn't go away like that. Some people absolutely do not understand that. But yeah, it is what it is. The fact that somebody felt like this is okay to display. I mean, there are some things you see and you ask yourself what is going on, because this particular one is part of it and deserves, there is need for an answer. Forget about people have been campaigning, and I know during campaigns, some people go extra miles or look for a way to make the other person bad. But this particular one is like telling, I don't know, but they are trying to bring back memories to people that look like me, telling them that this is what that is going to happen. And you know what happened during the period people that look like me were in chains. That was back then during slavery. So this is not I don't know if this is a joke to them or I don't know what it is, but this is like the worst I have seen so far, you know. And I am also not trying to, like, undermine or make other people that have been through it, people with their different experiences and all that. I am not trying to tell you that your experience with whatever that has been going on or with racism is not, like, doesn't count, or it's not, I am not trying to, undermine it. But I am trying to say that this is the really height anybody can go to do something really very nasty, because you all can see that this is really a very nasty thing to do. And anybody that can go this land to, like, to do something like this in public, that also tells you his or her mindset. There is nothing anybody will tell me about it. See, I know that man has really been doing so much things lately, right? But I am going to hold the people that are in charge of whatever that happened there that day, right? This is disgusting and shouldn't be happening in 2024. It is okay for us to have different political view, but man, this is, like, telling us that you guys are extremists. That I don't want to say this one, but, like, this is not for anybody. And no, but, like, I don't know how black people are going to feel saying this, but this is like bringing back, trying to tell them this is what we are going to do, or this is how we are going to place you. I am taking you guys back to Jim Crow, I am taking you back to that segregation period, I am taking you back to the period you could not do some certain things. Why? Because of who you are, or because of how we see you, or what you stand for. This is what this means. And see, I don't know, but I mean, people that did this thing should be held. Like, they should hold them accountable and let them, like, And then I am going to say, why is it that every other people have a bill for racism and all that? It's only black people that I have never seen them, like, anti-Semites. You will see anti-Semitism. This one for bill for this. Hate bill for these people, hate bill for the other people. But I have not seen any hate bill for black people, because this particular one is actually not something that somebody should go free for doing it. See you all in my next video. Bye for now.